So instead, we subbed in a different movie that popped up in my Paramount recommends, Copland.
Yeah. And I had seen this movie before, and I thought it was a decent crime drama, which we've been on a bit of a crime drama kick these last few months. Uh,
And I'm
so
certainly not complaining about that because by and large, they've all been great.
yeah, they have been. Yeah, and I would say this is a good one too. It's it stars. It's got a great cast. I mean, you've
Oh,
got
definitely.
yeah, you've got Sylvester Stallone in the lead role. You got Harvey Keitel, Ray Liotta, Robert De Niro. Um, let's see what else. You got Robert Patrick, who was the T-1000. Um, who else? There was somebody else in this movie that.
Um, you've got a young Murray Babbage who I had not realized he was acting at that age because I think of him as just a salty old guy who shows up in comedies.
Yeah. um, yeah, and he had John Spencer has a very small role. He played he was the FBI agent in The Rock, the one that Sean
Hmm.
Connery throws over the balcony.
We need to add that to the list because I haven't actually seen that one either.
Oh yeah, we do. Oh yeah, we watched that one.
Yeah.
I would say that's probably Michael Bay's one of his best movies.
Well, at least his best movie that wasn't wholesale ripped off from Clonus the Parts horror,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
The Island was.
yeah. or a franchise like Transformers.
Yep.
But that's neither here nor there. Murray Babbage. You mean Michael Rappaport?
I did that thing again. Just it's when I don't know somebody's name very well. I just think of Michael as like that one guy who I see in things.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
Uh,
character actor is the wrong word because character actors vanish into their roles, but he's like a guy who I see deployed in things for that sort of salty New Yorker, New Jersey style.
yeah, yeah. He's mainly. I think he was mainly a comedic actor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is all the more reason why I was surprised when he was suddenly in this one because boy, this is not a comedy.
No, it's not. No, it is a very dark movie. Yeah. Um, yeah. So the basic premise of the movie is you've got these NYPD cops from this one particular precinct who, uh, for various reasons, they don't want to live in New York City, so they set up in a or they settle down in Garrison, New Jersey, which is this little town just right across the river over the George Washington Bridge in New Jersey. And Sylvester Stallone plays Freddie Heflin, who's the sheriff of the town. And he's very mild mannered guy, very kind of just, very even keeled. He wanted to be an NYPD cop, but he lost his hearing and lost the hearing in his right ear when he dove into a river to rescue a young woman from a drowning car. And so so he's basically just as DB pointed out, he's always behind the eight ball. He's just never seemed to catch a break on anything. And so he kind of basically hero worships the NYPD cops,
Right.
and yeah,
And they kind of treat him with like he treats them with kid gloves. They have no use for him, no respect for him, but he just kind of puts up with it because being the sheriff of this little copland is going to be the closest he ever gets to it.
right, yeah, yeah. I'm trying to think how as he said, yeah, they don't have any respect for him. They kind of treat him like kind of like that kid brother who or
Yeah.
like the little cousin that and I'm speaking as somebody who was the little cousin who's just kind of like he's trying to do something really cool for all the older kids and they're like, oh yeah, that's great, get lost, leave us alone.
Right.
Yeah.
And what's interesting is that the movie doesn't actually start with him. So it took me a little bit to realize he was the main character, which, okay, so I didn't see the movie poster. I just saw, oh, Copland. That sounds like an interesting one. I'll just give this a watch. Um, I would have been startled to see Stallone as a supporting character in anything in 1997. So,
Oh yeah, yeah.
So that's the overall setup.
Yeah.
And of course, Stallone has a very easy job because nobody really causes any problems in Garrison because, of course, it's full of NYPD cops, so everyone's armed. And if you do anything too out of line, you're gonna have a whole bunch of angry NYPD cops after you.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, and so the inciting incident of the movie is Michael Rappaport's character was Murray Babbage, who he's this young cop who he's the nephew of Harvey Keitel's character, and he's driving home from a bachelor party. He gets sideswiped by a couple of African American youths who are obviously very high, and of course, Murray is drunk because he was just at a bachelor party, and he tells him, "Hey, pull over." He shows his badge, but the two guys are like, "Nah, man," and they holds up to the window what Murray thinks is a gun. It wasn't, and then he proceeds to shoot the car, and then he gets into a wreck.
He gets his tire blown.
Oh, that's right, his tire blows. Yeah,
which at the time, I remember when I was watching that scene, I was going, "That's a weird homebrew gun. What the hell is going on there?" And yeah, not actually a gun. So he shoots at them, and he ends up plowing into their car. Now, mind you, they sideswiped him first, so
yeah. There were no winners in that scenario. Everybody was a loser.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then all Keitel and all the other cops from this town show up, and they try to do the old dirty cop thing where they plant a gun in the.
Yeah, I found this Uzi.
Yeah, I found this Uzi, and then one of the paramedics is like, "Oh, BS! Come on."
Get that out of here. That was not in the car.
Yeah. Do you think we're that stupid?
Yeah. So it looks like Murray, by the way, Murray's character, this is kind of what they call in TV tropes an informed attribute. There's really no indication he's a great cop, but he's called the super cop in the press, which makes you wonder if that's just a little bit of nepotism there.
Well, the story was that he rescued a bunch of black kids from a burning building.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I forgot that part.
Yeah. So he got the nickname Superboy.
Superboy. That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
But it looks like he's they're going to take my badge. My life's over, and it appears that he jumps into the river, and there's no sign of him.
Yeah. But in reality, he jumped into the back of the car.
Yep.
Yeah. And so this basically just kicks off the whole rest of the movie, where you come to find out that these cops living in Garrison are not, on top of planting evidence in crime scenes, they're also involved in a lot of other shady stuff. They're in bed with the mob and all this other stuff, and so. Then Stallone's he's paid a visit by Robert De Niro's character, Mo Tilden, who's a internal affairs investigator, and he has a history with Keitel's character, and so he goes to Stallone and says, "Hey, these guys, they're not who you think they are," and
right. He thinks they're fundamentally good people.
Yeah, and of course De Niro's just like, no, they're these are bad guys, and he basically asks him, hey, can you help me out here? and Stallone's just like, nah, I'm not going to do that. And another character we forgot to mention is Ray Liotta, um, Figs, who I think he was like an undercover cop, and so that's why he's like not in uniform or anything.
He seems to be having a hard time in general.
Yeah.
Like you get the impression this character is doing almost as many drugs as his character from Goodfellas.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, and he's of course the other part of it too is that like his partner was killed because I guess he was going to rat them out, but then they had him killed, and
Yeah.
and the other thing too is he's the only New York cop amongst these other cops who's actually friends with Stallone. Like he gets like he's friendly with him, he gets along with him. Yeah.
I think it's partly because he doesn't get along with the other New York cops,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
like
Yeah.
lack of
That's the.
options.
Oh, yeah. um, but yeah, the basically the whole crux of the movie is just like Stallone's character having to kind of like come to terms with the fact that the people that he idolized and the people that he really liked were not the people he thought they were, and
Right.
you know having to do the right thing, which could cost him his life.
Yeah, and that's where kind of the gonna put a line in the sand here for if we decide to talk about any spoilers for the movie.
Yeah.
So I hadn't realized at first that this was an early movie for James Mangold, which,
Mhm.
but it really is so in keeping with him because it is about a story of like a lone man getting ground down and having to make some sort of last stand.
Yeah. Like Logan. Yeah.
Yep. Or like, well, I guess kind of like Indiana Jones 5, except Indy never actually got to be cool in that one from your review of it.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
But so
Um,
it is much more like Logan, but like some of
yeah,
the stuff that happens to Stallone is just brutal, like oof,
yeah, yeah,
like
yeah,
just cruel. And it is so satisfying when they finally push him past his breaking point and just like him going basically going, okay, you know what? F this.
yeah, yeah. It was, that was satisfying to see. um,
Um, it's also so this movie was also I think okay, so Stallone didn't have a great 90s.
no, yeah, from like Dread and
Rocky 5.
Rocky Five. Demolition Man, I don't think was a box office hit, but that's one of those movies that's people have come around to in the last few years.
That's also needs to be on our eventual to-do list because I've been wanting to watch that for ages. If only because I keep hearing that, man, thought we were going to get Star Trek, and so we got Blade Runner plus Demolition Man.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. uh, but yeah, this movie was kind of like a comeback movie for him. He actually I don't know if you noticed, but he looked a little heavy in this movie. He
Mhm.
did put on some weight to look like a small town sheriff.
Like a donut operator.
Right, yeah. Which I think was probably what they were referencing in The Simpsons when Bart and Lisa see Rainier Wolfcastle walking out of the Quickie Mart eating a box of donuts, and he had this big gut. So
Mm,
he's like, "I'm playing a fat secret agent."
okay. Another Simpsons joke unlocked.
Yeah. um, but yeah, I mean, yeah, this it's a good movie. And everybody, all the actors brought their A game. Definitely one of Stallone's better acting performances. Um,
Yeah, it kind of reminded me a little bit of Rocky 1, where he is
mhm.
he is this down on his luck guy who Although in this case, it's like he got like a little taste of his dream, where Rocky, he had been reduced to being a bookie's flunky,
Right.
which is almost worse because it's like it's hard to give up like when you have a little sniff of what you want, than if you have nothing at all, in a way.
Yeah. Yeah. Though I will say his character in this movie is smarter than Rocky.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
At least in the first Rocky, anyway.
Yeah. Um, yeah, there really isn't a lot of it's it's I'd say the movie has kind of a deliberate pace, but it's all like very intentional. Like it isn't
Mhm.
wasting your time.
Yeah, yeah, and it's not a very long movie either. It's what was it,
No,
like, hour 40?
something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, I'd say this gets a firm recommend. You can watch it on Paramount Plus for free right now,
yeah,
or of course rent it where such things are available.
yes, indeed. Yeah.